What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Homegrown Career Mode. This is episode number 38, and we start today's episode off with some player training, where as you can see, Victor van den Broek has now reached 67 overall, and Sam Lewis sits 62 overall as well, two of our brightest prospects from the academy. And speaking of the youth academy, to start today's episode off, we get the classic youth player wants out, advance a day in the calendar, youth player wants out, advance a day in the calendar, youth player wants out problem that you often get season by season in career mode. I've mentioned before, it's one of the most frustrating things really, because I just wish that you could just batch them all together, and EA could have like a group of players coming to you on one day, knocking on your door and saying, like, you know, Gaffer, give us a contract please, because otherwise it's the next day, the next day, the next day. It's kind of frustrating really. But it was Baptiste Fowler, Jack Ross, and I believe a Northern Irish talent as well that wanted pro deals. Fowler, a right winger, shows great potential, as does Jack Ross as well, 66 rated already. Our Scottish 17-year-old goalkeeper who will definitely be understudy for Cedric from next season onwards when, of course, Angus Gunn leaves. And also, it was Jerry Brady that wanted a new deal. So I thought, do you know what? Sod this, man. Seriously, it's going to keep on going day after day after day. So what I'm going to do is promote almost every player that was 17 or 16 but was good enough in the overall so we can check their potential. We also released Ed Turner. Great mustache, but sadly not great enough potential. And we gave 3 contracts out. And you'll see, I think Barry Hogan got one, this Northern Irish left back as well. And we checked these guys' overalls and potentials. Hogan is a 6'3" left back, 17 years old, who play centre back as well. I quite like the look of this guy too. He's got 5-star skill moves as well, which could be quite handy. Fake Grabon is out of opposing strikers closing him down. Ewan Richardson, I was really excited for this guy. 87-93 potential range. He's got 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot as well. Very, very good young prospect here at 62 rated. And Brady, we can't choose potential as he's under the age of under the overall of 60. But 3-star, left wing, right wing, and relatively quick for a 17-year-old coming out of the academy. So promoting 5 youth players today, and I do love giving contracts to youth players, but again, I really wish that in future career modes EA could just bunch them all together, and on one day they could all knock on the door and say, let's get a pro deal. Otherwise, again, it's frustrating going past the calendar day after day thinking, is there going to be another one asking me today? I don't know, but still, for the first game of today's episode, we will take on Brighton and Hove Albion here, back at St Mary's on the back of our victory away at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace, where right now, I mean, it's been one of the truly most bizarre Premier League seasons I've ever done in any career mode. In fact, scratch that. It's been one of the most bizarre seasons in any country I've managed in ever, in any career mode save I've ever done. Because as we know, we're approaching the business end of the season now, just a few games to go. And I think there's not even double digits separating the places between 1st and 9th in terms of points as we come towards the end of the season. Everton are still leading the way, but again, it's so tight. You've got no idea who's going to win the title and who's going to finish in the top 4. We could finish as champions or as low as 11th place come the end of the season. But 44 minutes in, we would strike first in this game and get ourselves the goal. And what a surprise, the man that will put us in front, the top scorer in the Premier League this season, Gareth Bale, the difference maker, brought him to St Mary's. I wouldn't say we've been a one-man team this season since Bale's come in, because I don't want to say that, but let's be honest here, we all know who the star is. Last season we played sort of collectively as a unit. This season when we need a goal, we look to Bale, and normally he provides it for us. That's now his 16th goal in the Premier League this season. What a year he's having, and the shot, which was wonderful as well, the weaker right foot, clipped the inside of the post in the top corner and went to the back of the net. Apparently wasn't even on target, but he found the back of the net anyway, and it was 1-0 to the Saints. Had a great chance to double our lead in the second half as well. Lallana fed Theo Walker, Matt Ryan made a brilliant save. And speaking of which, did you see a save on international duty for Australia a few days ago? It was incredible. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you haven't seen it before, but he stopped a free kick that was going right in the top corner. Unbelievable, but good save there by Ryan, and it was still 1-0. And in the 63rd minute, we really were looking the real deal. We're playing some really nice football, some really good build-up, and oh, Gareth Bale, that was just naughty from the Welshman. What a beautiful back heel into Ethan Collins with the through ball. And Collins, I mean, we mentioned in the Crystal Palace game, it's 2 goals in 2 games for him now, scoring at Selhurst Park. Collins this season's got 4 goals. He didn't score a single goal all year long in his debut in professional football. This year he's got 4 goals. He's really chipped in and pulled his weight this season. He's sort of turning into a man now, Ethan Collins. Still a teenager, of course, but he's really developing and stepping up his game and absolutely love it. So Southampton 2, Brighton 0, but credit Bale for the assist there. That was absolutely glorious. You guys know I'm a sucker for a nice assist. That was wonderful. And 77th minute, we could have made it 3-0, which would have wrapped up a great second half display. Nathan Redmond teased his man, whips it in, but Adam Lallana on a volley volley cushioned it wide the post and behind for a goal kick, and that was how the game finished. Final score: Southampton 2, Brighton over Albion 0. Really pleased to get another clean sheet notched up as well, because we haven't had too many of those in the Premier League of recent. We've been leaking quite a few goals domestically, so for Cedric to get another clean sheet in his hunt for the Golden Glove, that was really nice to see. And of course, no surprise for man of the match, Gareth Bale, the first goal, and setting up the second with that cheeky little back heel. Absolutely lovely. And as we get the win there, we are still continuing our hunt for a top 4 place. It's incredible how tight it's been. You'll see the league table in just a moment's time. It's been a bizarre season, man. I still have no idea who's going to finish where. But following that, we had a scouting update and an academy update as well, where as you can see, check out this guy, Riley McKenzie, a Scottish centre forward we put into our academy. He's already at 17 years old, valued at £1 million. That's one of the highest I've ever had for a player's valuation getting put into our academy. And you'll see 60, I think he's 65 overall. And check out his stats in the academy, man. All I'm saying is I hope he's got great potential to back this up. 65 overall, 69, 94 potential. Look at the technicals on the guy at 17 years old. That's unbelievable. Looks fantastic. And a really bright prospect picked up there. And they go 8 games to go. Look at this in the table, man. We're in 5th place right now, but only 3 points off the league leaders, Everton. And even Fulham in 46th place and not out of the running to be crowned champions come the end of the season. It's been a truly bizarre season, and the running, I'm sure, is going to be absolutely hectic. It's going to be nuts.
In front of our cameras today, the Welsh wizard himself, Gareth Bale, leading scorer so far this season. He wants more today, I'm sure, and it's live.
So with just 8 games to go and only 8 points separating 1st to 11th place in the Premier League table, who is your money on right now to be crowned champions? Because Everton have led the way for quite some time, but now other teams have caught them up. We're creeping up below them right now. I'm still not ruling out us. I am still not ruling out us from being crowned champions come the end of the season. It has been that bizarre of a Premier League campaign, and with 8 games to go, it's going to be a frantic finish. But for the month of March, what fixtures we've got, and we're starting off with Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium. Our next 3 league games: Arsenal away, Chelsea at home, and Manchester City away, I think, as well. It's going to be a crazy month this year. Plus Fiorentina twice in the Europa League quarterfinals as well. You see the first leg in today's episode away in Italy, taking on the Gunners. Of course, they're looking for revenge. We knocked them out of the Europa League in around the 16 stage. Of course, as recently as the last episode. So they're looking to get the win here and get themselves into the top 4 with just a few games to go. They had the first couple of chances in the first half, but it was still goalless heading into the dressing room. In the second half, Gareth Bale was released with a lovely through ball. Mustafi got turned around, Bale went through, and Gareth Bale, continuing his hunt for the Golden Boot, both in the Premier League and the Europa League, makes it 1-0. And I actually thought I messed this up as well. It was a brilliant through ball to Bale, but I was holding down the right trigger, and I released it, and I was like, I could have kept on running further then, but I thought, you know what, let's just let fly and see what happens. And to be fair to Bale, I mean, he's got limitless range when it comes down to his finishing ability. I could have kept on running, again, just hesitated there, but from just outside the area, lets fly, beats Bernd Leno. The German can't keep it out as he gets his 17th goal of the Premier League campaign this season, and that was how the game finished. Final score, Arsenal 0, Southampton 1. Back-to-back clean sheets in the Premier League. Delighted for that. Cedric now has 14 in the Premier League. He's still going for that Golden Glove. And it was a game of very few chances. Neither team created that much, but I thought we defended spectacularly. And this is the second time against Arsenal away. Again, you saw it in the last episode, where we defended so well against the Gunners. At first, it was Archie Cook in the last time we faced them that defended so well. In that game, Morgan Schneiderlin just said to the Arsenal front boys, "You're not getting past me." And they didn't. It was absolutely brilliant as we managed to get the win there. And again, because of that, 3 wins on the trot in the Premier League. Delighted to see that, because it's been a long time since we've been stringing wins together domestically this season. We're now into the top 4 with 7 games to go, and of course, because the point differential is so minor between so many teams, we know for sure we probably won't stay in the top 4 between now and the end of the season completely and consistently, but it's great to know we're back in there after a long time of falling out and not being able to climb back in. But for the third and final game of today's episode, we would indeed take on Fiorentina away in Italy for the first leg of the Europa League quarter-final tie. Whereas we saw the other ties, there's a good chance there could be 3 or 4 teams in the semi-finals being English, and we're hoping to be one of those as well. So 17 minutes in, first chance fell to us. We were looking for away goals in this game, picked a really strong lineup and a very good top-heavy team as well. And as Gareth Bale played it through to Nathan Rim down left-hand side here, Rafael da Silva comes across, but Redmond beats the Brazilian, takes it round him, whips it into the near post, and Sam Gallagher getting a start in this game, nods it in to the back of the net, and makes makes it Fiorentina 0, Southampton 1. I was hoping that this game was going to be like our first leg against Lyon in the round of 32 stage, where we wanted to score some away goals and we put the sword to our host, and it's exactly how the game started off. Gallagher made it 1-0, and then the 44th minute, Ward-Prowse fed Remen down left-hand side. Jamal Lascelles came across, he took it round him, played it inside, and Gareth Bale continues his goal-scoring form as he notches up another one, does his trademark celebration, and just before half-time, doubles our score. We want at least one away goal tonight. We'd got 2 heading into half-time, so a fantastic first-half display. We did not let up in this game, though. Just like against Lyon in France, we want to keep on attacking and try and get this tie done, essentially, in the first leg. We were playing some glorious football, really nice build-up, and as Dye went down the right-hand side and whipped it to the far post, it was wonderful to see this. He'd set up our first 2 goals, he deserved a goal for himself, and Nathan Redmond, who last season was probably our best player. As we know, this season he's not been quite as good, mainly because Gareth Bale's come in and sort of taken the spotlight from him, but he still played okay on occasion, and in this game sort of shown exactly why we kept him as one of our 2 homegrown trained in the nation players, because he's got the class, he's got the finishing touch, and he certainly provided it there. Stroked home the cross with the weaker left foot on the volley. I love that finish as well. Didn't blast it, just placed it into the bottom corner, stroked it home into bed, and made it Fiorentina 0, Southampton 3, and what a performance from the Saints. Travelling away from home. We love going away in Europe. I think we've won every single game this season away in the Europa League. Another one notched up there, a 3-0 victory, a thoroughly deserving win, and I'd like to think now we got one foot even, in the Europa League semi-finals. But in today's episode though, guys, a big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all, have a great night, and I'll see you for the next episode featuring Chelsea City and that second leg very soon.